Go. Listen to that shit.
Check the lyrics. Check the lyrics. Check the lyrics.
A pimp only pimps for some dog, and that's for life. For all the pimps I
Life.
Pimp and die. Ooh.
A whore for some dog before she's poured out. Put that on the slide. To play these games on the Bill of Rights, it's a very hard game to play.
Smoke that reefer.
Say what? Say what? Say what?
Hit it.
When I hit the streets, the whores go holler.
Oh shit. Oh fuck. Yo, motherfuckers, what did we just hear?
Business, man. That's called
good, man.
Big Pimpin' 2 Dog Pound Gangsters.
Fuck yeah, dog food. That's it. We got Alex, the Jeet Kune, Walton motherfucking back, man. It's been a year, but who's better than you? He's got a beard. We got Frank the Tank in the background. Can't really see him, but he's fucking beautiful as always.
Yeah.
Look at his face.
Yeah, look at that fucking face.
Come on,
Spanish
shot,
pic.
Frank. Come on, shot, brother. Move this guy.
Frank, get closer. Frank,
Take some of those fucking close
ups on your face. I want to jerk off on you. Frank, get closer. Frank, get closer.
Get closer.
That's what he usually does with my photos.
Oh man, look at that. Oh fuck. Oh shit. All right. Sorry. Couldn't help myself.
Nick's jerking off the Frank.
Yeah, couldn't help myself.
Can't help it. Yeah, you actually look like you're naked over there too, so that works, man.
He is.
Yeah, it ain't no look. It ain't no look. That's what's going on, man. Yeah.
There's a baby.
So, yeah, man. Oh,
Break it
shit.
down, man. Where you at right now, man?
I'm in Thailand, man. I'm about to go to Malaysia tomorrow, though.
Dude, that's the shit, man. You're in Koh Tao right now, or you're still in Koh Tao yet, or Koh Phangan?
I'm in Suratani, man, for one night.
Suratani?
Which is pretty much
Shit.
the middle of nowhere.
Oh, shit.
What is that?
Suratani, that's on the mainland, right?
Yeah, man.
Mainland
It's like
Thailand.
pretty much Thai people only in the city.
Sick.
Lots of hookers?
Lots of hookers.
No, man, I saw 2 dogs fighting in the street, though, like all out, man. Like fucking brawl 20 minutes ago.
Oh,
20
shit.
minutes ago.
Yeah, man, and some lady was throwing water on them, trying to get them to stop fighting, but they were, like, vicious.
Oh, man.
Do you remember in Thailand, when we were in Thailand, that we were going to the golf course, practice range, and the jeep just went through a puppy, like a fucking puppy.
Yeah, man.
That was sad.
That was really sad, man. You guys remember that shit? You guys around that little...
What happened?
I didn't go golfing, no. I just fucking stayed, slept or something.
It was pretty bad. We basically got there to like a little driving range, and there's these like cute little puppies like running around. We got out, we're like, oh, puppies, oh, you're so cute, oh. And then like not, 10 minutes into the experience after that, we got off the bus. We hear like this, the car starts up to leave, and then I hear this like, I'm like, oh shit. I look, and I just see like, there's like a dog like half, like broken, just like a puppy, just broken in half. Like he just like, just barely breathing his last breath. We just pet this fucking puppy like 2 seconds ago. Man, that was brutal, man. That was brutal. And we told the person who worked there, and they were just like, it's Thailand. Like, this is what it is.
What happened, man? So they broke the fucking dog's neck?
Yeah,
You got hit
it was
by
just a little puppy. No, I mean,
Oh,
it
got
was
hit by...
literally just laying down on the ground, like behind the tire, like a little puppy, like small, like, the size of my hand.
I can't remember the sound.
The sound was so bad, man. Why'd you have to bring that up, Frank?
I know, you were talking about dogs?
Yeah, man, what the fuck's wrong with that? This is bad fucking vibes, dog.
Yeah, don't
This is bad
don't
vibes.
put that shit in
I
your memory
got a
bank.
soft spot for dogs, too, man. The only time I cry in movies is when the dog die. I don't give a fuck when the people die.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I'm the same way. There was one
You guys
time,
are fucked up.
One time in Thailand when I thought I was gonna have to fight a dog, I thought I was gonna have to fight one because you guys remember like Hot Rin, the chicken corner, and that one road down to the beach. And if you come up to the chicken corner and there's that main road that's like horizontal to the beach. Okay, so I was walking there like to the little hotel, and there's the dogs in the alleyway, that one alley, and they started barking at me, two of them, and like coming towards me. I was like in there, bro. I was fucking terrified. It was like I was by myself. I had a big water bottle, like half full of water, and I was pretty sure that if they come towards me, I was gonna have to like swing at their face and try to like break some neck with some fucking heavy water bottle, or kick, or do something. But I was a little worried for myself. They were both barking, like walking towards me slowly. I was like yelling at them and shit, trying to intimidate them with my noise. Man, that was good.
Weird shit goes on in your world.
What's that?
Weird shit goes on.
Yes.
In your world.
In my world, yes. Weird shit does go on in my world. It continues to go on weirdly.
Again.
Alex, man, you've been teaching Frank English?
Nah, man, he's a lost cause.
You got that accent.
No comment.
Not funny?
No, I'm not going.
No. When this guy Frank drinks, he just says fuck it up. Not even when he speaks Spanish, man. Nothing he says makes sense, man. Once Frank's drunk, he doesn't even take the time to pronounce the words. He just fucking gets lazy.
If I'm Frank,
yeah, man, it's like he fucking combines all the words, man. I know.
Like,
into one fucking long word.
Slow down.
But how's the audio quality for you guys? Like, how do you hear me?
I'm hearing you very well. Clear?
Yeah, Freddie, I don't see you though, man.
Nah, turn off my fucking camera to save some internet.
What?
Well, I don't know. The audio is kind of fucking poor.
Since when is the internet more important than your face, Doug? Get your fucking priorities straight, Doug.
Fuck you, Doug. I'm just saying, man, if I keep my face up there, the internet might fucking disappear on us. That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
The connection, of course.
Yeah.
Alex, what the fuck happened since the last time you were on the podcast, man? What's been going on?
What's been going on, man?
Right.
To give us the fill-in.
Okay, well, I'm going to guess the last time that I was on the podcast was with you, Nick, in Santa Cruz. Am I right about that?
Santa Cruz. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a while back, man. I don't even remember when.
It was right before Halloween. It was like October. Or right after Halloween, I think. No, before Halloween. Right before Halloween.
Last year, though. Yeah, okay. So, my goodness. I don't even fucking know what I've done since then. Like, done a bunch of shit. I did a road trip. Across the United States from the East Coast to the West Coast just 2 weeks ago. That was pretty sweet. That was exciting. That's the traveling, as you guys know, it's my favorite thing. So I haven't really been traveling that much except for the past month or 3 weeks or so. So, and I'll be on the road for who knows how long. Could be months or years. So that's really, really good. Exciting times here in Budapest right now. Had some interesting experiences while in here. Yeah. Lost my iPhone. Lost my wallet. Had a little legal situation back home that I shouldn't really probably be talking about yet, but it's a little legal situation that little run-in with the police, little legal situation.
Yo, man, we got a little Alex, we got a little rule here on the FNN Raw Uncut podcast. You can't say a.
Yeah. I understand. No, listen. Trust me. If you intro a story, you better follow through with that story. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to wait a couple of months until the case is finished. At this point, I could potentially still have an outstanding warrant for my arrest if I come back home. So I'm technically a fugitive of the law, John. I'm a wanted man. I'm a cowboy.
He's a cowboy on a steel horse I ride.
Oh my god, dude! Don't ever tell Freddie to sing again.
That's what I've been telling you guys. It's not my strongest fucking side.
I think it's good. I think you have a future in it. like karaoke or
So,
something.
man, is that the reason why you left, or is that just like?
No, that was just a bad timing. Yeah, there was a little situation. I'll tell you guys a little bit later, but not for the internet. As far as that, probably not a good idea quite yet. Anyway,
We'll catch it off the podcast. Man. Off the podcast, we'll get into that.
Absolutely.
Ain't no need to do it right.
But anyway, 2 days before I left, I had this little situation that required me to be in court. I believe in about 5-6 days, and I was already leaving, and I knew I was not going to be there in court on the day. So I'm like, oh, I called the courthouse. What happens if I don't show up for this court hearing? They're like, well, you'll have an outstanding warrant for your arrest. I'm like, well, I'm out of the country. I can't even control it. Like I've been planning this for months. I'm leaving. I don't even know when I'll be back. They're like, okay, well, when you come back to the airport in California, you'll get picked up at the airport and be arrested at customs and taken to jail. And then you'll have to face, the fleeing or not showing up in court, like fleeing before court. So the good news is about that situation is that I found an awesome lawyer, and I was able to just last night secure like a trade, a barter, which is going to save me $2,500 just to have this lawyer show up for me. But the lucky thing is, after this lawyer shows up for me, I won't have this outstanding warrant. So I will not be a fugitive. I'm just going to have just have to deal with some shit down the line, but I don't have to pay for the lawyer. Not a fugitive of the law as long as my lawyer shows up. That's good shit. Freedom Business saved my ass on this one. So that was an interesting situation. Then I lost my phone 2 days ago and wallet, same day, same night. Don't know where or when, but it was between like 1 and 3:30 a.m. It was brutal, man. It was the World Cup. We were all drinking. I was with Jesse. We were drinking like around, oh man, it was crazy. There's so many people in this big square here in Budapest, and everybody's getting trashed watching like all the games on the big screen. And me and Jesse got trashed beforehand. We already had like 4 beers. We had to chug on the way in because they didn't let us in with beers. Then I had some more beers inside. Then I lost Jesse because he was with some Hungarian chick, and lost Jesse. So I was like, all right, time to make some new friends. New friends started feeding me wine. Then new friends started feeding me weed. And then I got fed beer, and I was fucking wasted, dog. I'm telling you, I should have just went home after that wine or something. But I was like having too much fun. I just decided to stay out, and I don't know if it was worth it because I lost so much shit, but I had a good time. Anyway.
YOLO.
That's the way the cookie crumbles.
YOLO.
That's the way it crumbles. YOLO, exactly, man. Hey,
you only live once, motherfuckers.
I still got all my things. I just got like scrapes. I have like random scrapes and shit all over me. I'm not sure where they came from. I remember I almost had to sleep with a homeless man on the ground because I was all lost and shit. I was so tired. How do I get home? I'm like talking to a homeless man. He's like showing me his cot. He's like, oh, you can stay here. I was considering it, and I was like, no, bad move. Gotta go. Gotta find a taxi home. Found a taxi home. So can't really complain. Got on my fingers and toes. My body's intact as far as I'm aware. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
The worst part, like I was telling these guys, is that I can't take photos right now with the camera.
Oh, that's. Hey man, yeah. I've been following you viciously on Instagram, man.
Oh man,
you got some pretty fucking dope pictures. Like, it's not, most people like myself. I take a picture of some fucking place I've been, and it's cool and shit. But dog, I ain't no photographer, but you actually have some skills behind the shit, so it's like good pictures, and also you're like at cool places, so yeah. I like your Instagram feed.
Hey man, I appreciate it. I really attribute it mostly to the iPhone, like being a really good camera, and also, like you said, the beautiful places. As far as
yo man, I can't hear you, cocksucker.
Can't hear you anymore. Alex can't hear you, man.
I'm really good, and like the places that
No, dog, we couldn't hear the last fucking 20 seconds you were talking.
Oh.
You ended up with saying the iPhone was good?
Yeah. You said my Instagram was good. I think it's mostly because I travel to beautiful places, and my camera on the iPhone is like amazing.
Yeah.
I don't think it's my skills is like the lower end of what makes those that good. It's because it's beautiful spots I'm always at. awesome
That's
camera.
that's what I'm saying is not what's going on though, because I have an iPhone and I've been to cool places, but I ain't got that quality of the pictures.
Yeah,
I'm
I'll
saying
put a second on that, man. I got the same situation, and I always go to cool places, and I don't get good pictures like that, man.
so.
If you guys don't try it that often or something. I don't know.
Maybe.
Like, honestly, I just started doing photography around the time we met in Thailand because I'm like, damn, this is hella nice. I gotta show this to everyone back.
What the fuck is going on with this guy, man? Alex, cocksucker. I can't hear you.
Can't hear you.
All right,
What's going on?
hold on. Let me try this shit.
Yeah, try that shit out. So, yeah. So, yo.
How's that better?
Yeah, it's better.
All right. Yeah. What was the last thing you heard me say?
Yeah, well, just talking about the pictures and all.
Yeah, dude, I'm bummed I don't have a camera now because there's all these beautiful like views I haven't captured here yet, and like it's not even the money for the phone. It's like I can't capture the shit that I'm seeing right now, you know.
And one thing that is, like Nick and I were speaking briefly about before the podcast is, like, unless you take some pictures or write down some notes, you just forget a lot of fucking stuff, man. Like, it's incredible the amount of what you forget.
Yeah, I
and
already
it's
forgot
like,
that I even wrote this shit down.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, fuck.
That's even worse, man. That's even fucking worse.
It's like one of my favorite things to do is traveling, taking photos, and then looking back on the photos and experiences I had. Like, to be able to capture those experiences, it just makes it so much more meaningful to me to be able to relive them and not just be able to like think about it or like say like describe it, you know, and then the memories get kind of hazy. It's like if I'm able to document more and more, I can just relive that shit. It just makes the experience more meaningful.
Yeah, and how fucking good is Instagram? Like, you take a picture, you upload it to the internet, and it's there, man. Maybe forever, who knows?
Yeah, man.
But I'm kind of like, I'm even fucking afraid of Instagram going bankrupt or some shit, because I don't want to lose my fucking photos.
Oh, man, you're fucking right. Holy shit. Yeah,
That
that's a good point.
would be like a day of deprivation to me, dog.
What?
Me, dog.
I don't know if that's a word, but I would be deprivation.
Did you say a day of deprivation?
Depression, man.
Kind of makes sense.
Depression, that's what I'm trying to say.
I got it.
He got me fucking talking.
I got what you were saying, man. I understood it, man, but at the same time, you know.
Well, okay, thank you guys for letting me know I'm slipping on my English, man. I gotta remind you motherfuckers that it ain't my first language.
Yeah, well, you can't even speak Norwegian, dog. Don't fuck around over here.
Okay, that is fucking true, actually, man. I was talking yesterday, man, and I was using big words and shit, and I even confused myself, man. I was like, what the hell am I saying? I don't even know these words. So, yep, you're exactly right, man. My Norwegian is not much better than my English, which is I don't even know, man, which is scary, I guess.
Yeah, I've been doing these Spanish tapes, dog. Practicing my Spanish, man.
Okay. In Thailand.
I want to learn that shit pro. Yeah, I got these audiobooks, man. Because it's similar to Italian, so I can understand it, but I need to learn how to speak it. And hopefully within a year or so, you know, I'll be fluent, like real fluent, man. And I know I could do it pretty easy. Just takes time.
See that? I have no idea where that came from.
Oh, that's
see all these scrapes? Just random scrapes from the night. I have no fucking clue where they came from. Just no idea at all.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
And so I'm saying.
Just making a little bit of tea here.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you ever sometimes just feel like just watching a fucking movie and not doing shit?
Yeah, of course.
That's what I feel like tonight.
Like it
What kind of
sometimes
movie?
that's good, man.
David Lynch movie, I think. I have it downloaded.
Ooh, is it new
It
one?
was,
Yo, what's that noise, man?
Oh, sorry. This is the little hot water maker. It's pretty loud.
yeah,
Make some
man.
tea?
Making some tea. Yep. Little green tea.
I love me some tea, man. Oh, I'm getting back on the kale shakes tomorrow, man. I got the budget for it. Whew, who's better than me?
And man, have you guys ever heard of this website called workaway.info? I'll type it in the little thing here. Workaway.info. Workaway.info. This is the shit. I just found out about this last week, and I just started looking into it last night, and it's got me so fucking excited, guys. Because basically, I'll tell you, like, the premise of it is that you guys know Airbnb, right?
Yeah.
Freddie, Airbnb is like a place where you can rent out a room in your house or your whole house or your apartment to travelers on the road.
Oh yeah, yeah, like
You've heard,
Archer.
right?
Yep.
Exactly. So workaway.info is similar in that there's hosts or organizations, and then there's volunteers. And they have all over the world. And basically what it is you trade your time as a volunteer and effort by working for a place to stay, a place to sleep, and for food, and sometimes even pocket money. Some of the different jobs I've been looking at are like teaching English. So like in Kiev, I could potentially live like at a language school, and just for like 5 hours a week, I could have food and like a place to sleep. Maybe it might be a little bit more than 5 hours, but it's like around that per week for the language school, and I could learn Ukrainian, learn Russian, sleep for free, eat for free. So, and there's other ones too, like you can work at a hostel, you can work inside the hostel, like work at the bar or help the guests, like you have to socialize with the guests and stuff. Same thing, you live in the hostel, eat for free, sleep for free. And there's like opportunities to stack cash in different, depending on which one you're doing. So for me, being that I'll be like seeing that I might be on the road for months or years, that sounds like a really cool option for me because I could learn. I mean, it'd be cool to teach English and learn different languages in different countries while eating for free because that's the main cost when you're traveling. And then I could just sort of spend like a good amount of time in each place, like 2 or 3 months in each country, and not really spend any money that I don't want to spend.
Yeah, and you get to like if that's like something you want to do. I know you kind of have a lot of cool experiences, man. Like, and you probably won't even get sick of the job, man, because you're not working it for that long. What is this?
Yeah, Alex, check this out too, man. It's a similar thing. It's called woofing, but it's basically the same thing, man. You exchange like work for accommodation and food and whatever. A lot of it's like with farms and stuff, though.
Yeah, there was a lot of farms on Workaway, and they look pretty cool because some will teach you like how to garden and build like a sustainable food like ecosystem type of thing, which just sounds great, and like how to cook it all. But I may do that, but I'm more interested because these guys are going to be traveling for a while. Like I'm more interested in the ones that are around people, I guess, right now, as opposed to like more secluded. Woof International. Oh, I think I heard about this. Woof.
Yeah, it's been around for a long time. A lot of people I meet on the road do it. A lot of Germans do it. Especially people when they go to like more expensive countries like Australia or whatever. A lot of people do the woofing there because like it's like fucking $50 a night for a hostel.
Jesus, man.
Yeah, Australia is really expensive. I've been meeting some people coming from there and they're like spend more a week there than 2 months in Thailand.
People listening, man, to this shit is like, as Nick, you've been talking about this forever, man. It's like, if you really want to travel, you could, there's so many ways to do it. Like, you don't necessarily need an online business or to be a millionaire and, retire. You don't really need that. If you just feel like man, I gotta get the fuck out of here right now. You just
You're so
lost your
right, man.
girlfriend, your parents died, whatever, man. You can do something like this and check out these sites and just hit the road, man.
Absolutely.
As always, the biggest thing stopping you is fear.
So
Yo, Freddie,
So, yeah, I'm here.
we lost you. I lost you the last like 5 seconds. You said as always.
I said as always, the biggest thing stopping you is fear.
That's deep, man. Very true.
It usually is.
It's like the the unknown, right? Fear of you not knowing what's gonna happen.
Yep. Yeah, fear of a lot of things, I guess, but mostly fear of the things that aren't really that dangerous as like dangerous for your life. Like you're not gonna fucking die.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy how true that is. Like you literally, all you would need is the plane fare, airfare here, there and back. And to be safe, obviously it'd be good to have some money saved up. Even if you like only had a little bit for emergencies, that would be enough if you had one of these experiences. But I mean, yeah, if people are listening to this and want to do it, I'd recommend having at least.
Yo, man, we lost you again, cocksucker. But
I don't know if I would just pick up and go.
hey, man, we lost you again. But you would say for the people listening that you would want to minimum.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I would say it would be possible with just airfare there and back to live in a place for essentially, just working. But I would say to be safe, in case of emergencies or in case you want to explore the culture a little bit more, in case you want to go eat out one day or do something, if you want to go do this experience, you don't need that much. You need the airfare and take like a couple $1,000. A few thousand is safer. But you don't really need it. Like that's just in case, So that's what I'm realizing right now.
I've met a lot of people that did this, man. Like in Vietnam, I met this dude on this boat cruise. He was from New Zealand, and he had a Death Squad podcast shirt on. And I'm like, oh, cool shirt, man. We started talking, and this guy was mentioned by Chris Ryan in his podcast, Tendentially Speaking, saying like he dumped his girlfriend, went out on the road for all this time, and like I remember hearing that podcast, and then I meet this guy, and I'm like,
what the fuck?
Shit, this is crazy. So we went and we hung out for like a day on the way back, but he basically traveled to Australia for a month, and then he went there and he liked this boat tour, so he was going to work at the hostel who runs it and be the tour guide for the boat, and I think he said he gets like $200 a month, and they pay for food and accommodation. And then in Koh-Phi, I met this German guy who there was this boat tour there. It's like, I don't know, 2,500 baht for the tour, but he just spends all day like selling the tickets. And each ticket he sells, he gets 300 baht, I think, which is like $10. So if he sells like 4 tickets in a day, then he's pretty much covered that day. And, there's all types of opportunities, but all of it is pretty much like, just so you don't spend money. You're not really going to like create a savings on it. You're just going to you're just going to support yourself for whatever you do. And like I met a lot of people who've been teaching English. A lot of them do it in Korea because you get paid the best. And there's just like millions and millions of opportunities, man, to support yourself. You're not going to make a fucking $1 million, but you can keep going.
Yeah. And if you just want to travel, that's all you really need, man. Like you can make the millions later if you feel like doing that. But I think it's even though you don't earn money traveling doing it this way, you still learn and earn a lot of fucking experiences, which are powerful and very useful. So it's not like you're not gaining anything. You're gaining experiences. And fuck, man, you probably only live once, so why not fucking do some cool shit and have some stories?
Dude, one thing I've been thinking is like, I think the whole idea of like working your whole life and building something and like being proud of this or that, I think I'm starting to think is kind of just bullshit, man. Like of creating some big business or empire, like it, because I was thinking about it from a like fucking caveman perspective, right? And our basic brains and genetics are built around that, right? Back in those days, it was just fucking hunting, hanging out, socializing, fucking, laughing, joking, singing, music. There was never one person building up some fucking giant, thing to be proud of and working so hard on one thing their whole life. So I think that's like maybe just some shit.
Maybe community.
Yeah. But even the community's kind of built on its own, it's not one person who does it. And it's like this whole thing of building one thing that's just my business or blah, blah, blah to be proud of for your whole life and make all this. I think it's just that feeling of that being good is something you just trick yourself into thinking. Like, it's not really something deep down that makes you feel satisfied. It's just something where you're like, oh, I'm proud of my business because I did all this and me and. But I don't think it's like an essential or something that's naturally built in, to people.
I like what you're saying, dude.
I think you're absolutely right, man. But one thing I would add to that is I don't think you're necessary. I don't think there's a big point of building, for example, a big business like whatever kind of a business. But one thing I do kind of think is important is building a skill set, for example, like mastering something.
Yeah.
Could be whatever it is, man.
Japanese about that shit, dog. You should watch. You ever seen the movie The Last Samurai?
Yeah.
Oh my God, those motherfuckers, like, they'll sit there in Japan and it's about making one thing perfect, Like, they'll make the perfect fucking flower, or they'll grow the perfect fucking tree, or they'll make the perfect sword, man. I think that's something to fucking be proud of, like your skill at doing something. Oof.
Yeah, and also what's important about that is, like, once you find something you really enjoy doing, like it could be creating, it could be something physical, drawing, whatever it is, man. Like, when you find something you really enjoy doing, you can spend a lot of time doing it, man, because you just enjoy it. Like, sometimes, it's kind of hard, blah, blah, blah. But in general, and like, if you think big picture, most of the time you put into building a skill set or doing something you absolutely love, like you do rapping, Nick, for example. Sometimes it might be a little hard. You might not do good rapping. It might fucking suck, but you still you still kind of put in the hours, and you grow and you learn more. And in general, like if you look at this from an outside perspective, the most time you put in, it's gonna be positive and you're gonna enjoy it. So even though you have to go through some times where it's hard and it's not that enjoyable, it's absolutely worth it. So people, if you ever started something and you enjoyed it, you kind of fell in love, you go and do it for a couple of months. And I see this a lot of the time, man, with the grappling, fighting. Like, people absolutely fall in love with it, man. And they get really good because they do it for 5 months and they show up at every practice. But Doug, if you want to get really good, you got to stay in there, man. You can't stop when it's hard, because when it starts getting hard, for me, that, like, I don't know if this is in general, but for me, when it's hard, when I don't really feel like showing up, and when I feel like I suck for a long period of time, that's when shit start happening, man. That's when I level up, all that stuff. I don't know. How do you feel about this with the rapping, Nick?
I don't know. I think for me it's a little bit different because I always like it, man.
You
know what I
always
mean?
like it.
Yeah, I always like doing it, but it's because I really have no outcome for it at all, man. It's just, I'm not trying to get better. I'm not trying to do anything, man. It's just expressing myself 100%. That's the only thing. If the one thing I will say is if I do it and it feels like I'm trying and it's not coming from the right place, or it feels like I'm trying to do it, will be the only time where I'm like, oof. But it's more of like an artistic thing, and I think it's slightly different because it's just like playing music to express how you feel. It's like the goal, I guess, is to express accurately how you really feel deep down inside. And when the only thing that gets me frustrated is if is if like my mind gets in the way of it, or I'm like, oh, I should try and make it sound like this guy, or I should try and do this technique when really it's not how I feel, man. And that's why I don't like writing it down, because when I start writing them out, I start doing that. So I just always do it freestyle. But with other things, I see that more. Like I've been doing yoga a lot, and there's definitely some times when like I'm fucking went out like late the last night and woke up early and I'm tired and I don't want to go do it, but you still go do it. But still, I'd say the things that I really like to do or really love to do, I'm just not like a Nazi about them where I don't have to do them every single day, but I pretty much always enjoy them.
Okay.
But I mean, those are the things that I really, really love to do. It's not everything.
Yeah, I guess it's different for things, man. But yeah, I don't know. The thing I was saying about it being hard before you level up is just something like I felt, and I spoke with friends about it and shit, and they say the same thing. So I was wondering if it kind of works for other things as well, like if you want to master something. But I don't know. Can you think of an example?
Yeah,
either one of them.
Like with like, for example, like selling stuff, like my sales abilities, I really noticed it with that. How, there was a point where I was like, oh man, not getting much, and then I started doing good. But I think it really depends on what it is, and it depends mostly on how closely you monitor your shit. Because if you're not monitoring too closely, you're not going to notice that. You just do it, and then you get better. The noticing the little things of like when it's a hard time, you level up. I don't know, man. It's probably true sometimes, but it also depends on your focus, man. Like if you're watching every little thing, you'll notice that. If not, you just get better, and one day you realize that you're like, oh fuck, I'm kind of good now. How'd that happen?
Yeah, okay.
But
Makes sense to me.
If you're watching it all the time, you're like, for example, like a good example is when I first got into doing like the pickup stuff. I went out like 4 days a week in Hollywood with my friend one summer, and it was like I was really, really focused on that and the results I was getting. So I would notice that, like say this many bad nights happened, and then I started doing good. But it was only because I was so focused on the results of it that you notice that. When you're not focused on the results, you just get better, and you don't really pay attention to like, did I level up? Did I get better? And I think that actually kind of fucks you up, because you don't necessarily get better, man. Some days it's always changing, man. Like some days you're good, some days you're not. You know what I mean? It's like overall it's a little bit better, but if you're always judging it, your judgment's wrong, because some days you're good, some days you're not. You got to judge the whole overall thing. If you're too focused on, am I doing this now, like right now, it's not always right, because it's always changing.
That is correct. Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of factors involved,
But I think just the biggest thing, man, is if you just do what you love and then the results don't matter and you get better.
Yeah, man. Like one thing I would definitely say to everyone, man, if I were to give it advice to a kid or something. Like, I'm fucking 21 years old, man. I should definitely not be giving out advices to kids. But if I were to, I would say something like, don't really think too much about what other people think, and just do what you really love to do, man.
Like, Freddie, has there ever been a day where you didn't have fun doing the podcast?
No, man. Fuck no. I always have fun.
That's exactly what I'm talking about, man. If you really love doing something, you never fucking don't want to do it. and if there's something that you don't want to do, it's either usually physical, where it takes a lot of energy, which is one thing.
Yeah.
But if it's not that, like, doesn't take a lot of energy and you don't want to do it, then it probably means you don't really like love doing it a lot, But if it's something that takes a lot of energy, there's a lot of things I like doing that take a lot of energy that you're just like, fuck, I don't want to get started, But if it's like low energy and there's days where you don't feel like doing it a lot, then maybe it's not one of the things you really love or like to do, you know?
Yeah. And one thing I was talking about with like a girl yesterday is like she says like and I have heard a lot of people saying this like, oh, I'm lazy. And that's cool, like being lazy and all, but I think a lot of the times, like we're all fucking a bit lazy in some way or another. But like in general, lazy, I think it's wrong words. I think it's more like you're not inspired.
Yeah.
Like if you're really inspired to doing something, you have a dream and you have that drive to get you somewhere or do something or fucking accomplish something, whatever it is, man. I think it's just automatically gonna make you less lazy. Does that make sense to you?
Hey man, I have a perfect story that ties in with this, because what you're talking about with this passion thing and what you like right now, for me, it's traveling and taking photos. I can't take photos right now because I have no phone, but like you were talking about, I just enjoy it. It's never a time when I don't enjoy it. I'm not focused on the results. Like there's no really result that like maybe likes or something. I don't know, but it's just like expressing myself. But the thing is, just had this conversation with my mom, and she is kind of freaking out because she opened my bank statement back home and found out that I'm like in a little bit of debt. So she's like freaking out at me over the phone, saying that I should be at home working at the desk job right now, saving up, doing the safe thing. Why am I on the road? Like I try to tell her, I try to explain, like I'm like living like my dream right now. I'm like happy and like the best time of my whole life. Like why would I want to give this up? Yeah, it's risky, but she's also like doesn't believe in the freedom business thing. She thinks I should just go do what everyone else is doing. And just like do that normal boring job because that's what's safe. So, but the thing is, when I'm doing that, and I can't access, like when I know I have to go to this shitty job that I don't like, I'm not able to access my inspiration or motivation or anything like that. You know, I am lazy in those days because I'm just like kind of depressed. I'm like, shit, this is my life. I have to go do this thing that I hate most of the day just to make like a little bit of money. So yeah, man, that's like those are the two sort of mindsets right now. It's like the safe route and the risky route.
I love fucking hearing that from you, man, or someone else, because like my parents or my mother maybe believe in it, but my father, man, he fucking hates freedom business, man. He does not believe in it. But that's the way it is, man. Like I guess he has a lot of reasons to not believe in it because he doesn't come from that angle. He's kind of older and very safe dude, so not that it's anything wrong with that. It's just like it's not for him. So, well,
yeah, man,
that's the way it is, man. I guess it's a fucking good thing, like bottom line, because
look who it is. Come say hello. Say hello. We have a visitor.
Who is this? Shit.
Jesse fam.
We got Jesse.
Favorite Jeet dude on the planet.
Years younger.
Oh, you know how we do, baby. I'm back, bitches.
Here's Fred.
The youthfulness.
Oh, Freddie's here too. Sweet, man.
I'm here, baby.
What, is this a podcast?
FNN Ron.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
You already know.
Yeah, I just woke up and getting a little sick over here.
Already. You know what it is.
Beautiful. Jesse Fab making an appearance on the FNN.
Powerful.
Back, man.
You going house grab one?
No, right here.
Oh yeah. Beautiful. Yeah, Jesse's like perfect candidate also to speak on what we were just talking about as well. We're talking about like the whole like risk and reward versus comfort and security. He just like giggles knowingly. Oh, that old conversation there.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I pretty much kind of actually like shut down not shut down my business, but I'm not really taking new projects just because I found myself focusing too much, at least mental effort on work when I really should be doing what I really love to do, man, what I work for, and I have, money saved up, and I just like, I don't need to be worrying about projects when I'm barely even spending any money to fucking begin with, man. I'm living in like one of the cheapest places on the planet.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's just like, there's a whole other aspect to the working while you're traveling. It's never talked about, and that's the mental aspect. Is like maybe you only work 1 hour, but how much of the day are you spent thinking about, work? And it's like that's something that's not really Tim Ferriss talks about, but it's not talked about that much because like you could have some big problem come up, and then you spend an hour and a half trying to fix it, but then like the next 4 hours you're like, oh fuck, man, this could happen, this might happen. And just like the best way to travel is to not have to be anywhere ever. If that makes sense, man. Like I don't have
what
to,
the
is to
oh
not
yeah
be anywhere ever. Like it should be like where I don't need to have a place with Wi-Fi. I shouldn't need to be on 10 o'clock on the Skype to talk to a client. I shouldn't need to be, because it's just so fucking, you spend all your mental energy organizing that, and then you miss everything that you're doing while you're traveling.
That's a really good point.
That's one thing I've been realizing too, is just like, the money is just not that important, especially right now. I mean, I'd rather just spend less, live cheaply, and not work as much. And
Jesse
man, I don't
like,
mind.
yeah, you're so right. Yeah, just totally agree.
yeah.
I don't mind that, man. I mean, when I was in Vietnam, I spent like in a month like $800, and I did like a lot, man. You could live in Vietnam for probably $300 a month.
Jesus. Yeah.
Pretty easily. And I was getting like, even when I was in Ho Chi Minh City, man, I was going out with like 3 different chicks every night, man, on like hour-and-a-half intervals for like 4 days straight. It's like
Beautiful.
You live for $300, have like unlimited pipeline of Vietnamese pussy, eat some fun noodles, What more else do you want, though?
Who's better than you, Nick?
They just have all like, it's a bit complicated with the visa, so I can only stay 30 days.
Yeah.
Okay.
You should have been Norwegian, man.
Why the fuck would it be Norwegian?
Got that visa.
It's the same thing.
Nah, man. Not.
Yeah, it is.
Not for me, Doug.
Yeah, it is, Doug. All right, man. But I got a note. I got a note in here that I wanted to fucking mention.
But hey,
yeah.
could you give me?
What?
I know,
what?
Doug. I gotta get some fucking water, Doug. I'm dying over here.
All right. Man.
Keep talking, but I just gotta get some fucking water, okay?
Yeah. So what's the plan with you guys? When you guys going to Kiev?
Kiev should be, he's like mid-July?
No, I'm taking off okay. So I'm Austria from Vienna and everything.
Okay, so we're leaving for Austria tomorrow. Then we're gonna come back to Budapest for a couple of days, then out to Krakow for a couple of days. Then
On the 30th, that's when I take off to Kiev.
Yeah. I'll be doing like London and then Italy until mid-July, and then back to London. Probably I'm gonna head up over there like about a month after he does, so like late July-ish, for like a couple months, 2-3 months.
Where are you going in Italy?
Florence, Tuscany area.
Just Florence?
Yeah, I'm gonna be with my family, so they have like I think we're gonna go to one place over on the coast. So I think we're gonna go to Cinque Terre briefly.
Man, so
Cinque Terre is a shit, huh?
Cinque Terre. Oh yeah, it's called. It means 5 terraces or something, but it's 5 cities all on cliffs, right along the ocean.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm about to buy an iPod Touch or something for the camera, so I can start taking some more photos and shit, But anyway, that's what we're doing. And Kiev will be like for him all of July, for me like late July, and who knows how long we'll be there. Like I think max of 3 months. So Yeah, open-ended plans, man.
What are you talking about? Kiev?
Kiev, yeah. Hey, what are you gonna think you're gonna be like around September, end of September or so?
Huh?
Mr. Nick, where are you gonna be at around like end of September?
Probably Indonesia. I mean, I'll probably be in Southeast Asia till October. Then I'm gonna go home for like a month or two. I got some shit I need to take care of there, and then probably go to South America. I would come to Europe, man, but I've spent, like, out of all my travels, I've probably spent, except this trip, 85% of my time in Europe. So it's just like, I just feel like I need to go to see some other places, man.
Yeah, you should, man. Absolutely. I'm just trying to see like when our schedules might link up. It could be Bali, it could be Indonesia. If you're going to Bali, you're going to that like mushroom island or something. What's your plan, man?
Yeah, I'll probably go to Bali. I want to check out, the whole country. But Bali, I've heard good things. Gili Islands, I've heard good things. Which is where there's a lot of mushrooms at. But yeah, and there's also a lot of diving there too. I want to do some cool diving. And other than that, yeah, I'm kind of just play it by ear. But the cool thing is that in July and August and September, like in most of Southeast Asia, is rainy season real hard. Like it's already starting where some days like it rains fucking hard. Like if you're outside for 3 seconds, it's like someone put a bucket of water on your head. But Indonesia in those months and like end of July, August, September is dry season. So it's kind of works out where like I'm just kind of getting away from all the rain because it's not that bad, but at the same time, like after a long period of time, you're like, oh fuck, man, I'd rather just not deal with it because you could be walking, like getting some food, and it's tropical storm. So like out of nowhere, literally, it just like fucking lightning, thunder. Like these prostitutes let me these prostitutes let me borrow their umbrellas, and I didn't give it back for like 3 days, and they kept asking me about it. Or I don't know if they're prostitutes, man, but they have like a massage parlor, and like me and these couple people I was with, it started raining, so we like just ducked in for their massage, like on the massage thing, and we're like, oh, can we borrow these umbrellas? And they're like, yeah, okay, just bring them back later. I didn't bring it back, and then I was walking down that road one day, and the lady runs out like she's giving a dude a massage. She's like, "Where's my fucking umbrella?" I'm like, don't worry about it, bitch. I'll bring it later.
Oh man. Oh fuck. Hey guys, I gotta fucking tell you, man. This thing right here at this very moment feels very good for me, man. I got Nick on the fucking line, and also we got our main man back. The motherfucking Jeet Kune. I've been missing you, Alex. No,
shit.
To be honest with you.
Oh shit.
To be fucking honest with you, dog.
Wake up, cocksucker.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful day to be
Fuck
alive.
up.
Right? Beautiful.
It's a beautiful day to be alive, man.
Fuck
Hey,
yeah.
and one thing I gotta fucking share with you guys.
Yeah, and Nick's got his note afterwards as well.
Oh yeah, Nick's got the notes. So while I'm thinking about this, I was walking around today. What the fuck just happened?
Nick's all frozen up. Looks like a statue, like a gargoyle.
I'll turn off my camera for a second, okay?
Cool.
But
All right. Now the videos are all turned off. So it's an audio only podcast.
It switched it up, man. I don't know how to or I can't really like. Yo, can you hear me, Alex?
I can hear you, brother.
Okay, good stuff. So, what I was thinking today, man, I called up Jesse the other day. I was fucking depressed, man. And it's funny how fast shit changes,
Yeah.
You still there?
I'm still here, man.
Yeah, good stuff. So, I was having some trouble with my old man and shit because I live at his house, and he demands certain things of me, man. Like he doesn't like me only working on the business and shit because I'm too much at home by myself, which is kind of true, I guess. So Monday, man, I went out and I found a place I wanted to work, like I wanted to work, because it's a cool job working with like people with some problems and stuff, like being able to help some people out, man, and also get paid for it. Like they don't hear, they're deaf, so I'm learning silent language and stuff.
Dude, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
Fucking awesome. I want to learn sign language too.
yeah, and so basically, man, what I did was I woke up that day and I made a decision. Like, I told myself, today I'm getting a job. And, yeah, so basically I drove up to these guys and, spent some time there just figuring out exactly who to talk to. I had 2 interviews, then I finally got to, like, the main guy. And I just walked in, said I'm fucking perfect for the job, blah, blah, blah. I had some confidence and all. And then he sent me straight into, like, silent language course, which was by coincidence running at the very time. So this week, man, I've been learning silent language, and I'm looking forward to doing this little job, man, because it's perfect for freedom business, because it's like one weekend every month, and then I can take on some more shifts. So it's now, I can get some money coming in and shit, and also I'll be doing a pretty cool job. Anyways, man, today I had a realization. Like, I was just walking around with the course and the group, and we were looking at shit and trying to talk about what it was. And I'm like, I'm just walking around and I'm thinking, man, I'm just enjoying this very thing right here, man. Taking this next step. I'm happy as fuck, man. Like, being here right now in the moment, all that shit. And I was like, fuck, man. And one thing, prior to that, today, early morning, I was sleeping at my like kind of girlfriend's house, and I was driving home like early in the morning, and I saw this guy I used to work with, man, and that was probably one of the times I was the most fucking depressed ever, man. It was after not depressed like fucking depressed, man, just a little down because I hated that job, and I saw that guy, and that reminded me. So later on, I had a realization, oh fuck, I'm finally free, man. I don't have to do a job I don't want to do. I'm making some money with the business, not much, but a little. I can get by. I'm lucky as fuck. Whew. And the emotions, dog, they got to me.
The emotions, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck yeah, man. That's awesome.
So,
just
all I'm trying to say here, man, is it's a fucking beautiful day to be alive, and don't you ever forget it. Say that to yourself every day.
I agree.
I'm pretty fucking sure there's not a single day I don't say to myself, it's a beautiful day to be alive. I wake up, I go outside on the balcony here, and I say it 2 times. That's how fucking crazy I am.
2 times, not 1 time, but 2 times, just in case you didn't register the first time.
Yeah, man, I'm tired and shit. I gotta be repeating myself.
Yeah, speaking of going back to the basics, dog, there's one thing I wanted to talk about in here. that this is why we call it effing and raw and uncut, dog. So maybe 3 days ago, I was in Koh Lanta, man, for a day, and I was at the beach, man. And I was sitting at the beach, and I was like in front of this abandoned house, and there was like 3 or 4 people over to the right, just hanging out, sunbathing, and out of nowhere, boom, it hits me, dog. I gotta take a shit. Bad, man, bad. And I'm far away from my hostel or whatever, and it's big time, dog. And so this is going on, and I'm sitting there for 5 minutes thinking, fuck, what should I do? All I got with me is my bathing suit, 2 socks, and 2 shoes, man. That's all I got with me, dog. That's it, man. That's fucking everything. So after about 5 minutes, these people get up and they leave, and I say, you know what, dog? Fuck it, man. Sometimes you gotta face your fears, right? So I go over behind this tree, I squat down, and I just take a big fucking shit, man. There's like corn in there, there's some fucking leaves, there's everything you could imagine, man. And I didn't realize that I only pulled down my bathing suit enough, but usually when you take a shit, you piss too, right? So I pissed all over myself. I got the sock, and I said the sock's got to be sacrificed. So I wiped my ass with the sock, and then I got up, went into the fucking ocean, cleaned that fucking muffler, got out, good to go, dog. I said, I don't think I've taken a shit outside since like fucking 12 years old.
Hello.
YOLO.
That is fucking hilarious, dog.
Just save the sock and just hop right in the water, dog. That sock could have been like living.
I can't do that to the planet, man.
Hey, man, how funny does it feel when you're like, you just took a shit and you realize, fuck, there's no toilet paper. I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Dude.
With shit in my ass.
I'm telling you, dude, you go to Vietnam and Cambodia, toilet paper doesn't even exist, man. They just have that shit. They have a big bucket with the cup. And so what you have to do is get that cup and throw the water up your ass and wipe it with your hand to fucking clean it out. And then wash your hands after.
Oh, that is fucking creepy, man.
Cambodia, especially if you're like not in the main part, they don't even have toilets, man. It's just a fucking hole in the ground. You squat down and you shit. So I think that's what prepared me for this moment now. Now I have the skills to shit anywhere that I need to because I've fucking been through those places, Doug.
You're a human being, man. Nothing wrong with that.
And I'll tell you, the shit, that was the fastest shit of my life, man. I don't know if it was because I was in a natural squatting position, which is natural for humans, or I wanted to just shit real quick because someone could walk by at any given moment. I don't know.
Hey, think about this, man. Just to lay it out there, okay? People are so fucking lazy, and like this is the society we live in, man. If you take a normal, average American, he can't even shit in nature, man, because he doesn't have the strength in his legs to actually sit in that position for a minute.
I just heard this.
Think about that, though. You're a human being, but you gotta sit down on something to be able to take a shit, man.
Yeah, but I was
get on that exercise.
It's funny you bring that up. Maybe it was on a podcast or something, but I remember hearing about that recently. What you're talking about, Freddie, as far as the strength, and I feel like it was the same conversation that I heard what Nick was just saying about the natural squatting position. How it's actually unnatural to sit on the toilet, and it like blocks your natural like shit path. And when you squat like Nick did, it's like it just kind of glides right out. Could have been maybe that was the reason, you know.
That's true,
Nick.
That's true.
You know what you've done today? You've given me motivation to actually go into nature and take a real dump, man. Just because I want to know what it feels like, brother.
But I'm telling you, man, there's one thing you got to do. You can't bring toilet paper.
I know. I've taken plenty of shits outside in my life, man. I live in the fucking forest. What I used to do back in the day is there's this natural toilet paper, which is a plant, but it's real soft, it's got some hairs on it, it's perfect for wiping your fucking ass. So that's what I use, dog. I'm a professional, I don't fuck around.
Just don't mix that up with that poison ivy, bro, that poison oak shit. That shit'll, ruin your asshole for life.
No anal after that. If you're into that stuff.
Dude, there was one time, like, I was on a school, like, class camping trip where everybody, bunks in the same room, and we're, like, hiking around, and I somehow got poison oak all over my face. And I woke up in the morning, I looked like a Chinese tomato, bro. All day I was walking around, my eyes were, like, swollen shut, and I had, like, my face was all red and puffy, because it was, like, I'm super allergic to poison oak, so I was, like, it looked like a Chinese tomato. I woke up, I asked my friend next to me, I'm like, does my face look fat? I'm like, I woke up and I felt like fat face, and it was like hot. I'm like, what? Is there something wrong with my face? And he's laughing. He's like, go look in the mirror, go look in the mirror. So I like ran to the mirror, and like this hot girl from my class walked out and like gave me this crazy look, and I like saw myself in the mirror. I was like, oh shit! I was like fat face, like shit, like so shut. I just walked around all day like. Just bummed.
So no medication, no fucking nothing?
Well,
Just
actually,
wait.
my parents came and took me home for like a night, and then put the shit back on, put the medicine on, and you know, it was all good. I went back to camp. It's all good. But
Thank God we have parents. Oh, that's Frank.
doing a little,
I recognize
little
it.
spreading the love. Oh,
Oh shit!
Oh shit!
spreading the love.
Look at that body, naked and shit.
I'm going for a shit.
Going for shit. That dirty fucking Spaniard. Hey, so Alex, are you gonna hit up Norway this year?
I would love to come to the Scandinavian tip at some point. Right now, it's not on my plans just because of the cost. But you know, this recent thing that I just found with workaway.info, it's definitely opened up lots of opportunities. So potentially it could happen, man. Right now,
Hey, brother, you could potentially live with me for a week. You know, you would be staying free, having food for free, all that type of shit. So if you can make the plane ticket, you're apt to fucking stay at my house.
You know how much the train ride is from Oslo to Freddy's house? Like
Oh.
fucking $600. I don't know, dog.
No, not six, like $50, almost.
$50. I can do
I'll
that.
tell you, man. If you think Sweden is expensive, Sweden is like how Poland is to the U.S., man. How Norway is like so fucking expensive. It's unbelievable, man. It's like it's way more expensive than Sweden. Way more.
Let me look up the map to find out where Norway is and see what would be a cheap flight. Maybe I can get out there at some point, man.
Yeah.
Oh, this is
Okay,
beautiful.
has all this oil money.
We got that oil though, helping us out, man, every angle.
I just need to marry a rich Norwegian woman and get myself straight. Yeah, I'm gonna bust out the notes again, Doug.
Hit it.
Hit it, Lee. Oh, so when I was staying in CoPP, man, every morning I'd eat at the same place, man, and I would eat there a lot. And it was this older Thai lady, she would cook there, and I'd get a chicken salad. It was only like $2, $2.20 or whatever. And then I kept eating there a lot because you could see how she cooked, man. Like the way she moved around the kitchen was just like like how my grandma does, man. You could just see that she loved doing it, right? She didn't really speak English, but I'd just say what's up to her every time. She could tell when I would finish the food. She would look at my plate and smile, like, you know, happy that I finished. That's a sign of a true cook when they're happy you finished their food. Because I go here for like 6 days, man. And finally, after 6 days, like, someone else was talking and someone's talking with her, and she never really talked, man. She was just quiet and cooks. And then she shouted the chest to me. She goes, I know like talk. I like cook. That statement right there is the reason why all you fucking cunts and just bitchy women out there don't have a fucking boyfriend. She said,
You just laid it out for you.
I don't like talking. I like cooking. I don't want to talk to nobody. All I want to do is cook. And I said, oh my God, man.
If you were 50 years younger, I would marry you.
I would fucking marry you on the spot. I'd get down on my knee and bust out of some sort of ring right there, man, on the spot.
That's what
on
I'm trying
the
to say.
fucking spot, man. And I'm just like, and she said it so seriously. She was like, I don't want to talk to nobody, dog. If she could speak English, this is what she would say. I don't want to talk to nobody, dog. I just want to fucking cook. I don't want nobody fucking bothering me, man. I just want to cook my food. And I was just like, good God, man.
That's
pretty,
just
man.
beautiful, baby. That is just beautiful.
And I said, God is good because he still keeps women around like this. I thought they were all gone.
Me too, baby. But hey, I want to ask you something, Nick, because we rag on these women quite a lot. And it's because, I have my brother, my blood brother, Evan. And I love him to death, man. But there's nobody I'm ragging on more than that guy. I'm telling him every day, get your shit together, brother. You gotta eat more clean, you're gonna fucking die of cancer. I'm telling him everything, man. But you know why?
So we're
Because I
looking out
love him.
for you, dog. Looking out for you, man.
And that's all you women listening, we love you. We, from our bottom of our fucking hearts, we love you, man. We want you to have the best life possible. But for that to be possible, you have to put in a little work and maybe change your attitude from time to time. So my question today is, what does a man have to do to sustain a true relationship with a woman, man? What is it we gotta do? You know, the women, they gotta shut the fuck up from time to time, give away a free blowjob with no, you know, not expecting anything back, and cook some fucking dinner. What is it we gotta do?
Dude, I don't know. I'm kind of joke about this stuff, man. I don't think it's really serious, man. I think every relationship is different, man.
Yeah.
Everybody
Yeah.
everybody likes different things and wants different things, man. So it's like, I just kind of joke. I
Yeah,
mean,
well, I want to.
I wouldn't take anything about relationships we say seriously because neither of us has much experience, dog.
Well, I would say just as a precaution, man. Like, I know I talk a lot of shit, but I I don't really mean that you have to fucking shut up from time to time. I actually like women that I can have a conversation with. Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
And also, you don't need to give a blowjob from time to time either.
But
And
you
also,
should.
you don't need a,
should.
you should absolutely, man. But listen, I just got like yesterday, yesterday, I'm kind of in a relationship right now with a woman who does not cook well. Okay, she cooks better than me, but she's not a chef.
But Freddie, man, that ain't saying much, dog.
I know that ain't
I've
saying
seen
much.
you cook, man. I don't know what your mother did to you, but she obviously didn't teach you that's the way of the chef.
She never taught me shit, man. She gave me food and asked me to shut the fuck up and let her cook. 'Cause that's the type, she likes cooking. She wanted to take care of it. But
Hey, Freddie, two things. One, first of all, to go from Kiev to Oslo is like $70. It's like the cheapest flight I could find. It's like $70. So that's pretty sick. Could probably come visit you. Also, is like the relationship thing. I don't know the answer to your question, but I think when Nick said you're joking, I think half joking, but as far as what we can say it's true is like if you're if you're being yourself, following your dreams, living up to your own values, and just living a life that's inspiring to you, that's probably going to be better than the opposite. And we can say that pretty much definitively, I'm sure.
yeah, keeping it simple, man. Like, yeah, I hear, like, one bad thing for, like, a woman to hear time after time is if a man is unhappy with his current job, like, and not doing anything about it, because that's
Yeah.
kind of a loser mentality you don't want.
Absolutely.
But I guess also, like, one thing I always hear, and I gotta tell you, I don't talk from experience here, but from what I make of it, it sounds like good communication is pretty important. So
Absolutely.
I guess that would help.
Yeah, well, that
thing-
ties
one
back
thing I
into
did
the
notice-
expressing, like what Nick was
Yeah, go
talking
ahead,
about.
Alex.
Go ahead. I was just saying, like, that ties into what you're saying about, like, what you, Nick, were saying about just expressing yourself, the communication thing and expressing. As long as you are living that life that inspires you and you're also expressing yourself, you're gonna be probably a cool person to be around, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. The one thing that I think is huge, man, and like some stuff's been going on recently that I might talk with you guys about after the podcast, but that's unrelated. But I think one thing I noticed with it, like, you just gotta be yourself, man, and if you just be yourself and have good intentions, I think that goes so far. And it's not, and there's a big difference between just pretending to like something or pretending to be nice and actually being it. And like, I just noticed with so many women are always putting on an act, man. You know, like for example, the other day there was these two groups of girls in the hostel I was at, and like we're all hanging out in the room and they're talking to each other, smiling, laughing, and then I go outside with a couple of them and they smoke a cigarette, and all they're doing is talking shit about the other chicks. And we go back in and they're all smiling. And like, I've had times where there's been girls I've been with and I asked them something like, is this something you want to do? Do you want to do this? And they're like, is that okay? I'm like, is that okay with you? And they're like, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. And you know that it's not. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you're looking them in the eyes and they're saying one thing, but you know that's not. And for me, I think it's just going to create, that's always the cause, like not being honest is the cause of so many problems. It's fucking unbelievable, man. I think not being honest is the cause of like a huge, huge amount of problems in the planet in general, man. I mean, and I think that's huge. And not pretending to be nice, just being honest 100% with yourself to people. And it's hard to do, man, sometimes, because there's outside pressures. But if you can do that, I think 100% honesty is going to probably one of the top 3 biggest things to make any relationship work. And at the same time, if you're 100% honest and it doesn't work, that's okay too, because it's not supposed to work, Don't force it. Don't force it,
And something I would add to that, I think, by the way, I think you're really spot on there. Like, communication and honesty, that's some fucking bullet points right there. But, another thing I think often happens in relationships and friendships and everything is just people have a lot of bullshit in their lives. Like, they have stuff they don't take up. They need to take a look at it and go into the problems. When you're in hell, you gotta fight your way out. There's no fucking surrender. You could surrender, but it's not gonna solve any problems. So, if you have a lot of bullshit in your life, the people the closest to you are the ones that are gonna feel those problems. Like, you can bullshit your way through a lot of people. You can bullshit your way through your friends, co-workers, teachers, people you meet in the streets, people you just met. You can bullshit a lot of people, man, but you can't bullshit all the time. Those problems and that bullshit you got in your little head, it's gonna pop out sometime or another. So I think it's also that, man, like being honest with yourself first and foremost, and then that honesty can keep on living. Like,
man, I mean, remind me to tell you guys something after this podcast, man. It's kind of something important I think you guys should know, but I don't want to say it on here, man.
Cool.
Okay.
But yeah, I think that's for any relationship in general. I mean, and just with yourself also, like, it's so simple, man. I think it's one thing I've naturally been good at is the honesty thing. I could probably improve other things, but it's just we always say keep it simple. It's such a simple way to solve so many fucking problems, man. And just accept whatever the outcome is, It's like if you're being honest about something and it doesn't work, then it's not supposed to work.
Yeah, man. Yeah. That's what's so funny about life, man, problems and everything. Like, even though, we might not all have it all figured out yet, but, just knowing that keeping it simple is always going to help you out. And, when you got a problem, it's all, maybe not always, but a lot of the times, the solutions are simple, but maybe solving the problem might be hard, but it's still a simple solution to it. Yeah. I actually gotta get out of here pretty soon, so do you guys want to wrap up the podcast now?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, guys, we'll leave.
Alex's little story.
Okay, hit us with it.
No, after the podcast, man. Remember?
Oh, yeah. So, we'll wrap it up here, guys. It's been a pleasure having Alex back on. It feels like old times. I'm fucking happy about it. People, I hope you took something from this, and remember, don't fuck around.